La for, hit for none. Adata, la for, hit for none. For Islam stand for peace. La for, hit for none. For Islam stand for peace.
Masururu inni maka ya masururu inni maka.
Masrur inni maka ya masrur inni maka.
Masururu inni maka ya masururu inni maka.
Masrur inni maka ya masrur inni maka.
Bil amsi kuntu maka al-yawma inni maka wa fil ghadi inni maka ya masururu inni maka.
Masrur inni maka ya masrur inni maka.
Salli ala nabiyyina, salli ala Muhammadin.
Salli ala nabiyyina, salli ala Muhammadin.
Students are working with the sound of Durood every morning to prepare for Fajr prayers.
Salli ala nabiyyina, salli ala Muhammadin.
Fajr Salat is at 5 a.m. After Fajr, students prepare for the day's activities. The morning assembly serves as a meeting point for all students to prepare for classes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So please, let us pray, please.
The assembly ends with a silent prayer and students disperse to their various classrooms.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum, Mobi sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You have a very beautiful campus and the environment is very serene. But why so many flags of different countries?
We have, many flags from different countries. Because by the grace of Allah, this missionary training college, which is known now as Jamia, we have here students from 17 countries. And these flags are representing the countries from where these students have come.
So let's talk about the language constraints. For instance, someone from East Africa does not speak Urdu. Yeah. Someone from Burkina Faso speaks French and not English. So what's your mode of teaching? What language do you use to teach them?
In our Jamiatul Mubashirin, the mode of teaching or the mode of language is English. And we face these challenges because we have students, even the majority is from Francophone students. We have from Portuguese countries also. So here when they arrive, for some months we teach them English, and after 4 months then they start the first year, and within 4 to 6 months time, by the grace of Allah, because of the environment, students are able to learn English, and then even by the grace of Allah, our most of students, those who are non-English speaking, they take even the positions in the classes, first, second, third also.
Really?
Yes, please.
Well, but later on, I'd like you to explain to me how you came by such beautiful scenery on the compound. What are some of the challenges the school faces?
Okay, thank you very much. So, when the Jama'at Ahmadiyya Ghana, they decided to transfer it from Salpung to here. And this then this challenge was thrown to the local community to provide us the land here. Then our Ahmadis, the native of Akrofu, they donated this piece of land. which was, 120 acres of land
Wow.
was donated by our Ahmadis.
And this building was unveiled by, in the name of Allah, most gracious, ever merciful. This plaque was unveiled by Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmed, Khalifatul Masih the 5th, on 14th March 2004.
Yes, please.
Mobisa, so it's possible I might be standing at a spot where Huzur himself stood to unveil this plaque.
Yes, I am eyewitness of that, because I'm lucky enough that I received Hazrat Amirul Mu'minin twice in this college, in 2004 and in 2008. Now I will take you in my office so that you see some of my things, what we are doing here, so that you can get more information about our this Jamiatul Mubashirin. So in my here, I think you can see here, as I mentioned you, that in 1966 this college was established.
These are the principals.
These are the principals who are able to serve here on various times. Our Amir Sahib Maulvi Abdul Adam Sahib also, he served as a principal here. Our Naib Amir Wan also, he served as a principal also. We try to keep them busy all the time. We prepared a timetable which is based on 24 hours. Our daily activity starts from 4 a.m. with when they start awakening with the Durood Sharif, with invoking blessings on Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is known as Salli ala Nabiyyina. Then they perform tahajjud individually. We go for Fajr prayer. They come to the classes, and after classes they have siesta, then sporting activities between Asr and Maghrib. After Maghrib they do watch some news, NMT, etc. After Isha, again they go for 2 hours, they prep for their night studies. So these are their 24 hours activities. These students, they are from different ages, different groups, different languages. Like in Ghana, I think we have 14 languages or more than that. So those students, they have come apart from their national language, then again they are divided into tribes. So when they come from different races, different cultures, different societies, but because of the prayers and the instructions and the teachings of the Hazrat Pramil Messiah and Hazrat Amir Mu'minin's directive, we never face this kind of problem here, the racism or hatred with other police or other countries. The students, they stay here as like a one community, as a one family.
From its humble beginnings, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Missionary Training College in Ghana has grown from strength to strength. With an initial student population of 13, the school's population now stands at 126.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum. Can I interrupt your class for a few minutes, please? I just want to learn more about the school, the students, and the teachers as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So you are a teacher here?
Yes,
What do you teach?
I teach books of the Promised Messiah and other books of the Jama'at.
And so first of all, let's talk about your students.
Yeah.
How well do they respond to lessons?
I would say that I'm very pleased with the students. They are wonderful children. As you can see, they are from so many countries with different training background. And yet still they cope so well with our system here.
Yes.
And I believe, as I see them all the time, I interact with them, they enjoy what they receive.
So your mode of instruction, the language of instruction is English. So how quickly do the non-speaking students adjust to the English language?
And that's the most wonderful thing about Jamia here. Because when the foreigners, indeed those from Francophone countries, when they come, we have specialists who take them through basic English training. And in 3 months, they are able to cope with the medium of instruction. And this is very, very useful. And this, normally you don't see it in so many places, but it is our peculiarity.
And so when students pass out, how easily do they integrate into the wider society? Of their preaching, the standard of their preaching?
I base in the school here. I produce them
Yes.
and they go out into the field. But from what we hear, our students are doing very, very well. This college has been there since 1966 and it has produced students for Ghana, for Nigeria, and presently so many other African countries. Even of late, we had a student from as far as the Pacific Islands, Fiji,
Wow.
who passed through here. And what we hear about all these students is that their delivery has been very, very good.
The teachers, what kind of qualifications do they have? What kind of quality do they give to these students here?
Well, I wouldn't doubt the masters at all. These are qualified people from Jamia Ahmadiyya in Pakistan. They are all Shahideen, meaning that they have all gone through a 7-year course of missionary training in Pakistan. And they all have Shahid degree. And most of them are also mutakhasisin, meaning they are specialized in their areas.
Okay.
And they are teaching here. So they have quality knowledge to impart to the students.
Thank you very much, Mobisa. I'm really grateful for your time. Thank you very much, fellow students. Assalamu alaikum. A Hifiz school has been established in a separate building in the college to train people to memorize the Holy Quran.
We started Madrasatul Hifz Ghana 1st March 2005. By the grace of Allah, we have completed 25 students, those who completed the whole memorization of Holy Quran from here. 22 they are from Ghana, 2 from Burkina Faso and 1 is from Uganda. Every day students they memorize new lesson, 7 lessons and manzil. Those who memorize 15 parts, they read every day half part as a revision to his teacher, and those who are above 15 parts, they read 1 part every day to his teacher as a revision. Every year before Ramadan, they go to different Jama'ats of Ghana to lead Tarawih prayers, and during this period, they lead Holy Quran and teach Islamic teachings to other people. Because of these students, more parents, they are interested that their children, they should come and memorize Holy Quran.
In keeping abreast with technology, the school has established for itself a computer laboratory where students are taught ICT. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing? I'm also fine. My name is Abdul Hai. Your name is?
My name is Diko Ahmad Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Where are you from?
I'm from Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso. Yeah. So you speak French?
Yeah.
Comment ça va?
Ah, je vais bien.
And you are?
Abdurrahman Nassim from Benin.
From Benin?
Yes.
Oh, you speak French as well? Yeah. A French-speaking country?
Yeah.
Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien.
Moi aussi. And you?
I'm Juma Ahmad from Congo.
From, how did you learn how to do that? You do that in Congo?
I learned it in Ghana.
You learned it? Yeah, it's a Ghanaian thing.
Yeah.
And my brother, how are you?
I'm Zali Saidi Mohammed from Ivory Coast.
From Ivory Coast? Yes. Don't worry, you lost the African Cup of Nations.
But next time...
But you don't do that. Brother, you are...
I'm a Ghanaian. My name is Sheru Bin Jafar.
Oh, really? You see, I speak French. Just a bit. Comment est-ce qu'on dit missionnaire en français?
Missionnaire.
Missionnaire. Okay. So you are from Burkina Faso. Why did you leave Burkina Faso all the way, travel to Ghana to study, to become a missionary?
You see, I understood that as it is said in the Holy Quran, God said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. That God have not created jinn and human being except for the purpose of worshipping Him. That the real purpose of the creation of human being, as God is the creator, he chose the purpose for human beings. And then this purpose is to establish relationship between God and then human beings. So I understood it that being a president or having had great wealth or ruling great kingdoms, all these things is worldly things. But the real objective is to get the relationship with God, to establish relationship with God. And I understood it that this thing, it is through this becoming missionary, you can establish this relationship with God. That's why I choose to come Ghana here and then learn more about Islam Ahmadiyya, so that I can reform myself first, and after that I may to go and then try to help others, my brothers.
Interesting. Let me speak to you, my brother from Benin. Yes. Why did you leave Benin to come to Ghana?
I can say all of us here who are in this college learning, we have the same, almost the same purpose, to learn about the religion and then go back and try to change others or to bring them to the right path. As the Holy Quran says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. So if we don't devote our life to learn and then go and preach, who are those who are going to do it? So, and everyone has his own, how to say, job or task that he's going to do in this world. So for me, what I have chosen is to learn about the religion so that I can try my best to lead people to the right path.
I know that Congo is several kilometers away from Ghana. You crossed several borders to get here. Why did you take that journey just to be here to study missionary at the missionary college?
The only purpose that brought me to Ghana is, first, I can say I was born to serve Ahmadiyya and Islam. Why I say this? Because in 1987, when the fourth Khalifa of the Ahmadiyya Jama'at made a scheme that was called Wakfenal, that was to dedicate children in the way of Allah, that when they are growing, since from their childhood, they are being brought up in religious environment, that when they are reaching the age of their maturity and they are ready to serve Islam, they will be called by the Jama'at and start serving. This is one of the purposes. And when I grew up, I reached the age that I could decide myself. Then I was called by the Jama'at. If I will still continue with the dedication that was made by my parents, because they dedicated my life, and when I reached the age that I could myself decide, I was called and I was asked whether I will still accept to continue with the dedication, and I was ready. And I said I should go, as also it is said in the Holy Quran that if you want to get triumph in this life and the life to come, you have to believe in God, in His messenger, and strive in His way with your money and your life. How can we strive? We don't have money. We have to use our life to strive in the way of Allah. That is one of the purposes I came, that I should also strive in the way of Allah with my life. That is to come, learn Islam, learn Quran, learn Hadith. It is said, the best among you is the one who learns the Holy Quran and teaches it to others. I have come to learn the Quran, learn Hadith, and general knowledge. We don't only learn Hadith and other things here, and Quran, but we also have some other subjects. Well, it's religious, but it covers other worldly matters too. When I go, I teach my people. In this way, I will also be able to strive in the way of Allah with my life. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so let me hear from my brother from Ivory Coast. And if you had the opportunity to study in an institution like this in Ivory Coast, would you still have chosen to come to Ghana?
I can say yes. The Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said,
we should seek knowledge, even we have to go to China. So, if you leave your country for a purpose, so you have to do more effort because you have left everything for something. But being in your country, you can do well. But if you have gone for one single purpose, you have to do well than in your own country. So if Jamia was there and here too, I would have chosen the opportunity to come here.
Okay, so now I'll turn my attention to my brother from Ghana. Young men like you are now interested in studying to become bankers, studying to become, other professionals. Why did you choose to become a missionary? You're studying here.
Exactly. As you mentioned earlier, back at school, secondary school, after completion, actually I read science. So I had the ambition of pursuing any of the sciences, the courses. But along the line, I got into reading most of the books, the Jama'at books, the books of the promised Messiah. And I got a point, among all the things I read, among the literatures, that the purpose of his coming was to spread the mission, his mission, that is the Ahmadiyya, the true Islam, to the corners of the globe, as was said to him in one of his revelations, which in Urdu, that I'll cause the message to reach all corners of the globe. Now, this was a revelation to the promise of Allah. So, upon citing this revelation, thereupon I had that feeling that, well, if this could actually materialize or become practical, then I had to try and then also be a part of it. And how do I do that? I can only do that when I get enrolled in the missionary training college. And then, so that, of course, I can do it in other ways, not only being a missionary, but to do it practically, in real terms, that is being a missionary. And then, so I forgot of my ambitions of pursuing the sciences, and I got enrolled here in 2010. Yes.
And you know what this conversation has done to me? It has made me very humble, because for young men to have sacrificed several things they could have done in the world out there, but to come and train as missionaries, so as to give light to the world, so as to propagate the message of Ahmadiyya, I'm impressed, I'm humbled. May Allah bless all of you for the decisions you have taken, and may He see you through your training successfully. Thank you very much, my brother from Burkina Faso, and you from Congo. From Benin. I'll be visiting Benin sometime, and I'll be learning French from you from Congo, and then you as well, and my brother from Ghana. Thank you so very much for your time. Enjoy your studies.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to this very special edition of Real Talk Africa, where we're interacting with over 150 students of the Jamiatul Mubashirin at Ekrofu in the Central Region, a town which has a very rich and illustrious history on the origins of Ahmadiyya in Ghana. But talking about Jamiatul Mubashirin, it is important to note that it was first established at Salt Pond in 1966 till it was moved up here at Ekrofu in this very conducive environment. On today's program, we are going to discuss a very sensitive issue in Islam, that is sacrifice, and we cannot relegate the essence of sacrifice to the background in Islam. On the panel, we have the class prefect of Jamiatul Mubashirin, Abdul Razak Lamboni, who is a final year student as well. We also have Maulvi Omar Farouk, who is a tutor in Islamic literature. We also have Hafiz Jibril Saeed, who is the Naib Amir III, and also we have the principal of this very institution, Maulvi Hamidullah Zafar. Now, our first question goes to Maulvi, who is the principal of this institution. Maulvi, could you kindly tell us when the institution of Jamia started in Ghana?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In 1921, when Hazrat Maulvi Abdul Rahim Nayyar Sahib arrived in Ghana, within few weeks after his arrival, thousands of Ghanaians entered into Islam Ahmadiyyat because of as they were in thousands of numbers, the Ahmadis who joined this movement. So there was a bitter need to train the local Ahmadis as missionaries. So with his arrival, I can say he started the training of the native Ghanaians as missionaries. And after him, this work continued through Hazrat Maulana Hakim Fazlur Rahman Sahib, Maulana Nazir Ahmad Mubashir Sahib, and also through the local Muallimin who also, they were scholars, orthodox scholars in Islam before they accepted Ahmadiyyat. When they accepted Ahmadiyyat, they also started to help the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission to train the local Ghanaian Ahmadis as missionaries also. On 21st March 1966, this very missionary training college was started in Salt Pond, and Maulana Ataullah Kaleem Sahib, the then Amir and missionary in charge, inaugurated this Ahmadiyya Muslim Missionary Training College. And in first batch there were 13 students. Out of these 13 students, 9 were Ghanaians, 4 were Nigerian, and 2 from Liberia. So that's how this Ahmadiyya Muslim Missionary Training College was started, and which is known now as Jamiatul Mubashirin, because just last year, Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasrihil Aziz has given name as Jamiatul Mubashirin.
Jazakallah. Hafiz Saab, I'll come to you. Talking about sacrifice, there is no doubt that it constitutes the pivot of Islamic teachings. These wonderful men here have deserted all the worldly pleasures to be here. For the sake of Allah, they have sacrificed their lives for the sake of Islam Ahmadiyya. How do you tell us the essence of sacrifice in relation to the pledge they have undertaken?
The basis of a group of people coming out to sacrifice their lives to serve the faith, the religion, or to serve mankind comes from the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. There should be a group of people from among you, the community, among the Muslims, who will go out there, invite people to do goodness, and then shun, bad deeds. And that is to say, there should be these people, the group of people who devote themselves, should be the conscience of the community. They have to educate the people to keep them on the right track always. Now, since all of us cannot do that work, if let's say we are 10 million members of the community, all of us cannot go out there and do this work. So a group of us, at least some of us, should volunteer. This is not by force. This is not a recruitment. It is voluntary. So some of us should volunteer, come out, and say that we are going to take on this assignment of educating our people to become the moral conscience of the society. That is the basis of this devotion. Now, what happens is that in every family, there are some people who are inclined to take up this high, this very great assignment. And sometimes the family come together, say one of our boys should go and devote himself to serve all of us. So you find that in every country, you have a group of people who want to come out and serve the cause of Islam. That is how we also here in Ghana, right from the beginning, as the principal said, we had people who wanted to become missionaries, to go out there and educate ourselves so that we have a very good community. What I would like to add also concerning what he said was that it is true that we have some local scholars who are very good. For example, Alaji Ishaq, just 3 miles away here from Ekumfi Ekuti here. He was a great scholar, and he teamed up with the early missionaries, Maulana Abdurrahim Sahib Nayyar, Fazlur Rahman Hakim Sahib, and also Maulana Nazir Mubashir. And they trained some missionaries down here in Watu, Malam Yahya, Malam Abdul Salam, under the supervision of Imam Alhaji Saleh, did the same. So we had a group of missionaries before this formal establishment of this missionary training college. So my father too was a missionary, and my father was the vice principal of this institution when it started in Solpun. And he was also trained as a missionary by Maulana Nazim Bashir on one hand, and Alhaji Ishaq of Kunfi Ekoti, who was an Arabic scholar. They trained him and he came up and they took him as a missionary. So that is generally what I can say about it.
Umar Farouk, Hafiz Saab alluded to the fact that these men have dedicated themselves. It wasn't compulsory on their part, but there is a saying that you never know what is in there until you get in. You are a tutor in Islamic literature and you continuously engage with them all the time. Have there been instances where some of them seem to have given up?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa barik wa sallim innaka Hamidun Majid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The question is a very crucial one because it is talking about someone having his zeal and his wanting to achieve something, ultimately coming close to that something and wanting not to get that something again. That is why I say it is very crucial. Indeed, there have been instances. These students have greater expectations when they come here, but they come from secular education where we do not have such close sort of patronage as we have it here in this college. And more so, the number of subjects that we treat here are so numerous, which seem to overload their minds. And therefore, sometimes you see some of the students feeling so tight that they would want to go back, even though they wish that they become missionaries. Some of them do go back because not everybody that wants to be a missionary will surely become a missionary. It's God that makes a missionary. But some too, through what they come to see, notwithstanding the fact that the workload is so much on them, they still continue and ultimately they become missionaries. I have got few instances that I can give. Among these students that are sitting here, I have a student called Hussein Muhammad. He is from northern region. When he came in the first year, one day he confided with me, he told me his feelings, the load of work, and his inability to continue. But you rightly mentioned the subjects that I take. I came into the class with Al-Wasiyat, and I spoke. Where I saw him started tearing, he started crying. When I left the class, he came to me outside and said, Molvi, did you think about me before coming to speak? It seemed as if everything was about me. I will continue. Inshallah, I will complete Jamia. And he is now in his third year. We have quite a few examples like that. Some have completed. We have Nuruddin Yusufa from Nigeria, from Burkina Faso. He also came to me several times like this. I encouraged him. At the last moment, when he told me that he will go away, he rang his brother. And his brother told him that, you have told me that Maulvi Umar Farouk is in Jamia, Ahmadiyya. Is he still there? He said, yes. And he said, then be there. And you will continue, you will finish. And he is doing very well in the field now. So most of these students, because of the background, what they got as education before coming here is low. And now we have to give them more, and much more than what they were receiving before, which their brains are not ready for. But by the grace of God, through the tuition that we give them, most of them are able to make it, and they go out successful.
Abdul Razak Lamboni is one of the prefects in this institution and a Togolese national. Abdul, could you kindly tell us what necessitated your conversion to Ahmadiyyat and most importantly your reason for choosing Jamiatul Mubashirin?
To talk about my conversion or to be converted in Ahmadiyyat and to choose this way of devotees to come to Jamia was first in the school, because I'm fond of reading books. So it's through this reading that I came across Ahmadiyya books. So the first book I read was Kishti Nuh, that is the Ark of Noah. So when I read it, I became more conscious about the sacrifice. Meanwhile, I was from an Islamic family, but my parents are not Muslims, but my uncle is a Muslim, so I was brought up from the Muslim family. It's through these readings that I came to embrace Ahmadiyyat. So when I became Ahmadi, I read more about the Jama'at. So I came to be acquainted with the Jama'at literatures and also the sacrifices as far as the Islamic teachings are concerned. So that's brought me here in the Jamia.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. It's obvious that you have dedicated yourself to this institution, but you have a family as well, and at times you would naturally feel like joining your family at a point in time. But what is the spirit that keeps you on, over here?
It is the light of Khilafat, I can say.
It is the love for Khilafat. That is a very interesting one. We will now move to the audience for some of them to share some of the experiences with us. I'm sure most of you have very wonderful experiences to share with us. So who would want to speak first? Right. So please hand over the microphone to him.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Isubuga Musa. Actually, I have a short story to narrate to you about my conversion to Ahmadiyya. When I was young, I asked my father about why are we Muslims. So he told me that, do you want to be in a house which is having one pillar? So I told him no. So he told me that's why we are Muslims, because Islam stands on 5 pillars. So that is a house which is having 5 pillars. But Christianity stands on 1 pillar. So he told him that once this Christianity will break, the pillar will break and fall, the Christianity will fall on the Christians. So when I came across the argument of Ahmadis, it was really breaking that pillar, that Jesus is not God and Jesus is not in heaven. So I realized that what he told me, it was true. And I said that I'm now an Ahmadi. That's a
very short, long story. Who would want to also share some experience he may have had joining Jamiatul Mubashirin? I'm sure you have a lot of experiences to share, so let's listen to you. Who would want to talk next? Please first mention your name and where you hail from.
My name is Bashir Ahmad Tamzade, and I'm from Uganda. For me, luckily, I was born in an Ahmadi family, and before my birth, as Khalifatul Masih the Fourth, rahmahullah, he began the Work for No scheme. So my parents put me in the scheme. So, and when I was 15 years old, they brought the forms to fill, to show that whether I want to continue to be a work for no or not. So when I filled, they asked me which where do you want to join? So I said, as my grandfather is a missionary, my father too is a missionary, so I want to be a missionary. That's why I joined Jamiatul Mubashir.
That's why this gentleman joined this institution. Who else would want to share his experience with us? Yes, we have someone right here in front of.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shafiq Seru from Uganda. For the changes in me when I joined Jamia Mubashirin, I can say that the major is the faults which was made by this other sects by saying that this Jesus Christ was still alive in the heavens. This I wanted to know whether is still alive or he's really dead. This is why I came to join Jama'at Ahmadi, and this is why I joined Jama'at Mubashiran, because I heard that in Jama'at Ahmadi they accept that, or they declare the death of Jesus. Then it came to be true when I read into the Holy Quran, and they gave me the arguments which show that the Jesus Christ alayhi wasalam is dead. So for the changes in my life, I get to see that I'm developing my mind. I'm widening up my minds by knowing the Holy Quran well, and then by giving up the argument which can suffice one's mind to know that this is the truth, but by not saying that, because when I was still an Ahmadi, if you bring an argument, in attachment with Jesus Christ, if you ask someone that what is the truth, please tell me the truth about him, he will just say that, please, this is God, what he say it might be. So you just accept what God says. It is like this, that Jesus went into the heavens, so you just accept that by saying this. So I also wanted to know the truth. This is why I joined Jama'at Ahmadiyya.
One last testimony. We have a lot of people, so many people to share their wonderful testimonies. So who would speak? We definitely come back to you. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Mumuni Jira. I'm from Burkina Faso. Okay, I'm very sorry. My English is not okay, but I'm going to try. Yes. As for me, the change I have received in my life is very simple. That Ahmadi Muslim is the very Muslim of Islam. As for me, I was born in the family who was Sunnite. Okay, I had one friend in my school in my school who was an Ahmadis. Okay, he brought me some books of Imam Mahdi. I read it, but I was due to the influence of the mullahs of my area, I could never join the Jama'at. But they said like that, if my friend, if you want to be an Ahmadis, you will get all the money. They will give you everything. But if you die, they will just cut your head and bring it to London. It's there. They bring this head and make money. It is why they are propagating the Islam. As for me, I was very, very, very afraid. I wanted to join this community, but due to this agreement, I cannot. One day, I have decided to go to their mission, but I was very afraid. When I arrived there, I was very, very afraid to enter. But I said, if you enter there, they will cut your head. Okay, I said, inshallah, God is one, I will enter. I enter there. I started to discuss of one of their missionary who go through this school. His name is Zila Yusuf. He explained me and he gave me some books. After I read it, through this book, I see I choose some true how to say through this book I see Ahmadis. There was very Islam. Inshallah, I decided to devote my life to come to this college to get knowledge. Inshallah, when I will go back, I will be able to preach and bring, inshallah, all of my country, all of my friend in this Jama'at.
We are unfortunately running out of time, so we'll give the platform once again to Hafiz for him to share with us anything interesting, or let me say his final word.
Well, once you have given me this opportunity, I would like to talk to my young brothers here and then encourage them that to dedicate your life, to devote your life to serve Islam, to serve Ahmadiyya, to serve mankind is a great thing indeed, full of blessing. Never look back. Once you have entered this, go ahead, fulfill your aspiration, and become very good missionaries. When you do that, Allah will take care of you. You will never lack anything in this world. You see, some people want to devote, but they are afraid that they may not get the material needs here and there that their colleagues, their friends are getting. I assure you that whatever you need in your life to sustain yourself, your children, your family, Allah will provide. You should never be afraid of anything. A missionary is somebody whom Allah himself takes care, because you are doing the work of Allah. So when you are serving Allah, Allah also is responsible for looking after you. So don't worry at all about where your next meal will come from. And I assure you, our khulafa, our umara, they take good care of the missionaries. Khalifa has a lot of sympathy and love for the missionaries. Therefore, when a missionary falls into trouble somewhere, any part of the world, they are disturbed. You say, I know, because I'm in the administration. They don't want people to mess up with the missionaries. So you are in a very blessed vocation. Stick to it and use prayer as your foundation. Every time, go down in your tahajjud and pray for Allah, not to make you just a missionary, but a very successful missionary. That is what we should all aim at. May God bless all of you.
We have some 10 or 15 minutes, so I think we should continue. So if you have more, you can say. So I was with you, Malvi. This shouldn't be your final advice to your students, but I'm sure following the discussion, you may have something to tell us.
I want to say a little more about discipline, how we are able to inculcate discipline into our students. In fact, the subjects that are being treated in this college are all pro-discipline. We teach them the books of the promised Messiah, ﷺ, and the choice of books that we have are all based on morality and spirituality. And in them, Hazrat Masih Maud ﷺ talks a lot about obedience and discipline. We have this man atwa amiri fakat atwani, whoever obeys my appointed leader, he has indeed obeyed me. The Holy Prophet says this, and the Prophet ﷺ reiterates this in his own books. And we have history of Islam that we teach these students, which also talks about the sacrifices and the level of obedience of the companions of the Holy Prophet of Islam ﷺ, for whose sake they are here and going out into the world to be models. They have to see role models in them. All these go in a long way to put discipline in them. And then we also teach them Islamic jurisprudence,
it is also full of side things, discipline, and so many other subjects which we teach them. And all subjects that we teach these students mold their lives to become indeed role models in the society. And a person cannot become a role model who cannot follow the basic things in the society. That is to let the society see you as somebody who can attract others to him. And you cannot be a lawless person and be attracted by somebody, or be able to attract anybody to yourself. So the basis of the training in this college is pro-discipline.
Yeah, Jazakallah. So it is clear that discipline runs through our major discussion today. Lamboni, you are a student leader. So what have you been telling your colleagues on the essence of their stay here?
As a student body, we have a committee which is SP, which is led by SP Saib, that we all sit together and look into the things where maybe sometimes you have problems among the students, but we solve it easily, and because of the ability, or I can say the perfect teachings that we are getting from the Holy Quran, the Hadith, and the Sunnah, that also help us to be molded, as the Maulvi has just said now. And if I will not say perfectly, but at least to our level. And I would like to just be grateful as a student of third year who is going to pass out just few months to come. I would say we are very grateful to our Jamia administration, principal staff, and the teaching staff all, for the work they have done for us to form us as missionaries and to be able to serve the Jama'at not only in Africa but in worldwide. And I say salam to all the Jama'ats in the world, and Togo Jama'at in particular.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. We will now turn our attention back to the students. I'm sure most of you wanted to share some of your experiences with us. So the floor is now open for you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ishaq Opoku Muhammad. I am from Kukufu, a town in the Ashanti region, part of Ghana. I attended a 7-day Adventist junior secondary school. I started from the primary and then ended at the junior high school. At that, within that school, we were forced to sing. Actually, I didn't know what missionary is. I didn't know who a missionary is. So during that time, we were being forced to go to the church, to go to their services, their church services. We were also forced to sing. I didn't know what missionary work was. So I found myself here. I came here. At a point in time, I called most of my friends. I connected with them, and then most of them were not happy for my being here. So I remember one friend of mine told me that, why am I here? I'm mad. That is the word he used. He used the word mad for me. And then during that time, I started crying. In fact, I cried for about 1 week without telling my problem to anybody too. So in the course of that pains, crying, I had something in my mind. I remembered what has been said in the Holy Quran, that Allah has promised those who believe and do good works that He will make them successes. It was always in my mind. So when we went for the Jalsa, to some of my friends too, in fact, they were not happy for my being here. And then most of them too were insulting. So through the remembrance of what has been said in the Holy Quran, in fact, it encouraged me and it boosted me to be here as a missionary. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. That is a very interesting story. So who would again want to share his experience? I'm sure all of you would want to talk, but okay, so let's hear from you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Husseini Muhammad. I come from the northern region of Ghana, and then Kanankulai to be precise, a suburb village in this Salaga constituency. I was born in a village, and then I started schooling there, the primary school. And so the missionary who was in charge of the Salaga security he always come to the village, and then I was getting in touch with him all the time. Though by then the missionary was going there, I wasn't a Muslim by then. So I was only going around with him, and then he will go to Salaga and then leave us there. So when my school progressed from the primary school to, I continued my junior secondary school in the Salaga district, Salaga town itself. So after completion of the junior secondary school, I got admission into the TI Ahmadiyya secondary, where I met the headmaster of the school who took care of me in the school there. And he's a person of Mr. Abubakar Ibn Yaqub. So through him, there is a saying that if you sit by someone who sells a perfume, you definitely have the scent on you. And so the scent I have in me now is through him. So I came here through him, and I am praying to God. Before I came here, I didn't know anything in the Holy Quran. And so when I came, I started with difficulties. So Alhamdulillah, by now, I can also read something small in the Holy Quran. So I request that I need prayers, and then Alhamdulillah, inshallah, I'll complete.
Jazakallah. We will take one last person since it is getting dark. So who would be the last person?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Ahmed Kafando from Burkina Faso. When I'm young, my parents was not Muslims, and I was in my uncle. He sent me to madras. After finishing madras at South Sadis, primary 6. Now my uncle said that to stop this madrasa and go and do business. That one I am not this thing. I was in Islam too much. Now I'm run to Nigeria to increase my knowledge for Islam. And there I stayed there 10 years. Alhamdulillah, I get my formal knowledge there. When I come back, my teacher who was teaching me in the madrasa, primary 5, now he became Ahmadi and he was missionary. Now he said me that Imam Mahdi has come. I say, Imam Mahdi has come? How Imam Mahdi has come? We don't know. Because every religion was waiting for Imam Mahdi ﷺ. We are Christian, you are Muslim, you are who? We are waiting for him. So he has come, I don't hear why. He said he has come. Now he took me to the missionary for Waga. And told me them, I see them, I say, Alhamdulillah, it's very good, it's most very good, their preaching is very good. But I cannot believe that Imam Mahdi has come, or nobody understand. He said, no, Imam Mahdi has come. Now you have to come, Ghana here and train as missionary. I say, no problem, because you take me from primary. So I cannot deny it. I can accept what you say. Now, by grace of God, he sent me here, Alhamdulillah, came here in 2009. We start first class, and from there, Alhamdulillah, to stay there now. But Alhamdulillah, when I came here, I saw very, very big king, because those teachers, Alhamdulillah, are very good, they're treating us good. We came here, we don't know religion, but don't have adab, don't have moral. You see, moral is very important. If you came here, I'm waiting that every Ahmadi should come here and train. Oh, you're a woman, oh, you're a man. If you don't come and train, you cannot know who is Imam Mahdi. We are going to tell, but we cannot tell them who is Imam Mahdi. You cannot put the love Imam Mahdi in the heart only if you come this place.
Imam Mahdi has truly come from the confessions of our brother. It's rather unfortunate it's getting dark. And that's all in this edition of Real Talk Africa, where we've been listening to our students here. We've also been talking to our panelists. We have here one of the prefects in this school, Abdul Razak Lamboni. We also have Maulvi Omar Farouk, Hafiz Jibril Saeed, and Maulvi Hamidullah Zafar, who is the principal of this institution. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah ta'ala wa barakatuhu.
Allah